Good morning, children. Again, I am in front of you virtually. One more, a new topic of the lesson current electricity. Children, we are dealing the lesson current electricity. In the last part, we have learned what is electric current, its definition, unit. So, we are going to continue with the next part of our lesson. Children, be sincere in completing the works, ma. So, in the last part, we have learned that the ordered motion of electrons is called as electric current. So today we are going to learn something which is like why do electrons move in a specified direction? So just listen carefully, ma. So when the conductor is not connected to the circuit through a battery, what happens? The electrons inside a conductor, we know that they are in a random motion. But when a conductor is connected to a battery, what happens? The electrons move in a specified direction. That means something causes the electron to move in a specified direction. So when the ends of a conductor are connected to the terminal of a battery, a uniform electric field is created throughout the conductor, which makes the electron moves in a specified direction. So the main point here is already the last part continuation I am going to discuss today. What is the main point here? The field which makes the electrons move in a specified direction is nothing but electric field. You have to remember this. So you have to remember here, whatever the field is created in throughout the conductor when a battery is connected to the circuit, the free electrons in a conductor are accelerated. You know what is meant by accelerated? Accelerated means with some velocity and with a particular time they are moving. Okay, when the electrons are in motion, under the influence of these electric field, they collide with the lattice ions. Already I told what is a lattice ion. So they lose energy and may even sometimes they come to stop after collision. But they are again accelerated by the electric field and make collisions with other lattice ions. In this way, they continue to move along the conductor. So as these electrons move in a conductor throughout the length of a conductor with a constant average speed. So we call this speed as a drift speed or drift velocity. Again, here you have to remember in the higher classes you are going to learn about this drift speed. In a short way, you can remember the direction of electric current like this. The conventional direction of electric current is from the positive terminal of a cell to a negative terminal. Here the cell means a battery also. So through the outer circuit, when you're drawing a circuit diagram, you have to remember in such a way. So the representation of the current will be from the positive terminal to negative terminal in the circuit. Okay. Okay. Next, when I'm coming to this, the actual flow of electrons which constitute the current is, however, from the negative terminal to the positive terminal of a cell or a battery, which is opposite to the direction of conventional current. These 2 points you have to keep in the mind actually. Okay. And we know that as electrons are negatively charged, they start moving from negative end to the positive end of the wire. This flow of electrons constitute the electric current. So these are the points, important points where you have to remember for the next part of our lesson. Be attentive and listen the things. So the current, whatever we have discussed up to now, we call it as electric current or current also, no problem. So the current in the circuit is measured by an instrument called ammeter, and it is always connected in series in the circuit. What is series? Means end to end connection. So this is your ammeter here. Okay. You see these are the gradations. Gradations are nothing but readings where you can get from this. And if you see this is your black which indicates it is a negative terminal. Red which is indicates a positive terminal. Okay. Now when you come to here, this the symbol of ammeter is represented like this. Okay. In which A is mentioned. A means ammeter. So what is ammeter in shortcut? In the short, it's a shortcut for ampere meter. As we know that unit of current is ampere. So shortcut of ampere meter is ammeter. Okay. Now end-to-end connection I told. See, If this is a DC supply means your cell gives a DC supply only, children. DC means direct current. Okay, whatever households gadgets you use, that is AC, alternating current. Okay, the whatever the cell you are using, a battery or a cell to do the activities what you have done in 8th standard, that is DC source. Okay, and this is load means here the bulb. See how each one is connected in end-to-end connections. So the in a circuit you have to remember that this ammeter is connected in series, end-to-end connection called as series arrangement. So you have to remember the symbol of ammeter and how it is connected. And sometimes they will mention here plus here and minus here also. Okay, those all you have to keep in the mind. So up to now we have learned electric current, that is represented by I, and the next one more physical quantity in this lesson, it is very important, that is potential difference. It is represented with V. We can call with many names like voltage, potential drop, these are the other names, and in a shortcut PD also. Don't get confused whenever you find in higher classes, these all names you will get. And this is one of the important lesson where you find in your second inter. So each and everything, please you read a text properly. Okay. Now already we have discussed that when the ends of a conducting wire are connected to the terminals of a battery, we know that an electric field is set up throughout the conductor. And this field exerts a force on the charge. That means we already know the charge move from one end of a conductor to other end. So this field, which is created throughout the length of a conductor, that is electric field, exerts a force on the charge. Charge means here we have to go with electron, children, because we know that only electrons move from one end to other end in a conductor as the battery is connected. Already we have learned that all continuation. Okay, let you assume Fe be the force exerted by the electric field on a charge Q. So here small q you have to represent the charge, whatever individual charge you have to go with a small q, whether it is a positive charge or a negative charge. Okay, here positive charge means your protons, but the protons we don't take considered because there's a lattice ions which are in their positions only. They are not moving. Only the things what we are discussing is related to electrons. So the charge q here, these free charges already I discussed, they accelerate in the direction of electric field. Already this point I have told ma. Okay, and these charges move in the direction opposite to the electric field setup. So that means electric field does some work to move the charges in a specified direction. So those all points you have remembered. If you come here, this is one end of a conductor and this is the other end of a conductor. Okay, and this is length of a conductor, whatever I am considering. That is between 2 points A and B. And I already told you Fe, that is what is Fe here? The force exerted by the electric field on a charge. And this is the direction of force. Okay, remember all this. I will proceed with the next part of my explanation. Okay, children? So coming to this derivation for this potential difference, electric force make a charge move through a distance L from A to B. Whatever I have discussed, the length of a conductor is L and the 2 points, endpoints is A and B. So we know in 9th standard the work done is force into displacement. That we are going to apply here. The work done by an electric force on a charge. Here who is doing a work here, a charge is moving from one end of a conductor to other end of a conductor. So the work done by this charge will be represented in this way. That is W is equal to, here who is giving a force for this, nothing but electric field is providing a force to this free charge to move throughout the length. So that is represented with Fe, and the length of a conductor already we have discussed, that is L. So the work done by this free charge to move throughout a conductor is represented by Fe into L. So work done by the electric force on a unit charge. I want to go with a single charge, that is capital W by Q. So we know already what is W, Fe into L. So I can write Fe into L by Q. I hope you have understood up to here. Okay, now we proceed. The work done by the electric force on a unit positive charge to move it through a distance L from A to B is called the potential difference between those 2 points. Here those 2 points are nothing but between the two terminals of a conductor. Here whatever we are discussing we named as A and B. It can be between any 2 points toward the length of a conductor. I hope you have understood up to here, ma. So you can remember the definition of potential difference like this, ma. We can call it as electric potential difference also. The potential difference between 2 points A and B on a conductor through which a current is flowing is defined as amount of work done to move a unit charge from A to B. Okay. One more point is the potential difference is denoted by the symbol V. Voltage is the other name of potential difference also. Okay, I hope you have understood up to here. And we can write a mathematical equation like this. V is equal to W by Q. Here V is a potential difference or voltage or whatever you remember in a shortcut. Okay, W is the work done. Q is the charge. So sometimes you find capital V is equal to capital W by capital Q also. Don't get confused. You have to remember V is equal to W by Q is the formula or a mathematical relation for potential difference. Now when you come to the SI unit, the SI unit of potential difference is represented by capital V, volt. So don't confuse children. We can call electric potential or electric potential difference. The unit is volt. So after the Italian physicist Alexandra Volta, okay, in his name we got the unit for potential difference, that is volt, and it is represented with capital V. So up to now we have learned a mathematical relationship between potential difference, work done, and charge. So that is V is equal to W by Q. So V unit is volt, work done unit is joule, and charge unit is coulomb. So I can write like this now, that 1 volt is equal to 1 joule by 1 coulomb. One more mathematical relation. To define volt, see, if 1 joule of work is done to move 1 coulomb of a charge from one point to other, that is defined as 1 volt. I hope you have understood. A potential difference is a short form as a PD. I told you, and the potential difference is measured by an instrument called voltmeter. Okay, next, voltmeter is connected in parallel across the 2 points where potential difference is to be measured. So already we were discussing potential difference between 2 points. That's why we have to connect this voltmeter in parallel across any 2 points in a conductor. Okay, so you have to remember these points, how to connect this voltmeter in your circuit diagrams. Already we have studied that ammeter is connected in series. Now we have to go to the potential difference, where voltmeter is an instrument to measure the potential difference. Already I told that how it is connected in your circuit diagrams. These both are important because in the next part of a lesson you have to use this. So this is a voltmeter. Already I told that it is connected parallel across the conductor. If you take this is a conductor here. Here the conductor is nothing but resistance is given here. In the later part of a lesson you are going to learn about this. Don't worry about this. So across I told, because potential difference we have to find between two terminals. So these are the two terminals, parallel and across. So like this it is connected. Okay. For voltmeter, the symbol similar to your ammeter you will get. Instead of A, you have to use V. Okay. I hope you have understood this arrangement of this voltmeter in a circuit. These 2 points are important because voltmeter and ammeter, this is carried in one part of our lesson. There I will see how you'll understood or not. Okay. I hope up to now you have understood. So children, in today's class we have learned about potential difference. So I hope you have understood the class today up to now. Okay. Once you open your textbook and see and read everything in detail, children.